Yo, welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Great League Remix, and let's see what team we're going to be running. So we got the Mantine paired with the Quagsire and the Shadow Gligar in the back. Here they switch out into the Steelix, and we do have the Quagsire with a Mud Bomb for this reason. We're going to go and fire off this Mud Bomb on good timing. Does super effective damage. We're going to let this one go here. It could only be chip damage. They actually go for the Psychic thing, which is fine. And then here, we're going to throw this Mud Bomb right on CAP. And we're going to make them make a decision. Are they going to shield here or let this Steelix go with some energy? They decide to shield. Makes sense there. And we're just going to match shields because we don't want to potentially get farmed down. Now we're going to have to throw this Mud Bomb immediately to either force out the second shield or get the KO. They actually let it go, so we do maintain alignment here. And they come back in with the Annihilate. We're going to go straight in with our Mantine. They switch out into the Galvantula. So luckily we do have the Gligar for that reason to protect the weakness of Mantine right there. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game. Just straight alignment and good energy management right there. We do have kind of an ABB team if you want to think about it. We have the Mantine, weak to the Electric, and we have the Gligar and the Quagsire for that reason. So we got the Superior here. They switch out into their own Mantine here. We're going to go straight into the Quagsire and hopefully either get some shields or potentially win this by going to these Stone Edges. So once Stone Edge goes through, this is not a Shadow, so they might not even shield this. Yep, they decided to let it go. And now we have an opportunity to flip the game if we can get to another move here. But because of the health of this Mantine here, maybe we can sneak a Mud Bomb through. No Mud Bomb. They were able to recognize that was not the Stone Edge, so we're going to have to let this one go. The Quagsire has done his job and doing a good amount of chip damage so that we can potentially farm down, and we do get to farm down with the Mantine, and now we have to deal with this Card Beam. They use the Card Beam, but then they switch out immediately into the Superior. We do have the Gligar for that situation, and they decide to just let that first aerial ace go through. So we have to shield here and then go for the farm down. They go for the Frenzy Plant there to potentially get some big damage or get a shield. And now we have to beat this Card Beam 2 versus 1 shield. We only have 1 shield to deal with, so we got a bait right here. If we can get this bait, we might have a chance. Okay, we do get the first step. We do get the first shield. We're gonna have to shield this no matter what. It is gonna be the Rock Slide. And now we have an opportunity to win the game here. We think that we can get to 2 digs at this range, so we're just going to go for this first dig here. They're either going to let this go or get the shield, that's fine, and then we're going to be able to get to another dig here, which is going to guarantee some good damage. This will not KO from this range, so we're going to have to switch out immediately, go for this Ice Beam. If we had ran the Water Pulse in this situation, it would have KO'd, but this Ice Beam here gets this into the low red. Ooh. Now the question is, do we have enough health to survive? Yes, we do, and now we're going to be able to farm down with the Mantine there. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game against the Card Beam with the combination of the Mantine and the Gligar right there. So yeah, right there, there was a case to run Water Pulse, but unfortunately we were running the Ice Beam, but it still did good neutral damage, enough to where we were able to farm it down. And luckily the Mantine was able to tank a Rock Slide. Ooh, knocked out here is kind of problematic, as we definitely don't want this on our Quagsire. This Mantine here, okay, they switch out into their Hypno, so we're going to save that energy on our Mantine and go into our Quagsire. At this point, we're just trying our best to chip away at this Hypno. It is a Shadow, so maybe at some point we do get a shield out of this situation. So our opponent here ends up throwing a move. We're going to have to let this one go. Oh, ends up being the Focus Blast. Interesting. Shadow Hypno Focus Blast. Okay, nice play by my opponent right there. Down goes the Quagsire. But at least the Quagsire doesn't have to deal with the Noctowl anymore. And let's see if we can farm this down. No farm down, unfortunately, so we're going to have to shield here. Ends up being the Thunder Punch, so nice shield right there. At least we shield the correct move. And then we are met with a Empoleon. So this is not looking good for us, as we are down to shield, and this Empoleon is going to be able to outpace two their moves before us, and then they realize that all they have to do here is just switch out. This Noctowl is going to be a problem. We know that it is quite tanky, even though it did have a debuff. So this is probably going to be a loss, but we can play this out. Let's see how much damage this Sky Attack does. Wow, roughly like 50% right there, and so much so that we are not even able to get to another move. So this is all but over, unfortunately. All they have to do here is probably tank this move, and then, okay, they'd actually just decide to shield because we have potential Ice Beam energy. But they're going to take the safe route, shield right there, throw the Shadow Ball here to get this Mantine really low, and then switch out into their Empoleon because they know that they don't have to worry about any moves from this Mantine onto their Empoleon. So GG's to our opponent, nice play by them. The Empoleon knocked our core is kind of interesting, paired with that Hypno. So if we had obviously in hindsight shielded that Hypno, we would have had a better chance. All right, here we have a fantastic lead, expecting them to switch out. They do switch out into the Feraligatr. We're going to have to stay in here because that Feraligatr is definitely going to be a problem for our backline, especially against the Shadow Gligar. And plus, we just have to potentially watch out for an Ice Beam here. So we're going to stay in. We're going to shield this first one. Ends up being the Hydro Cannon bait, but because they went for the Hydro Cannon, we already add another Aerial Ace. Let's see if they end up letting this go. Okay, they decided to let it go. Gets it into the low red. And now we're going to have to make a decision. Do we decide to let this go, or do we tank this move here? We decide to shield here. Ends up being another Hydro Cannon, so guessed wrong there. They're definitely running the crunch, but we do have energy advantage, and now we have to deal with this Empoleon, unfortunately. Luckily, we do have energy on our Mantine here. Maybe we can get this low enough so we can farm down with something, but as you can see right here, we still have to deal with that Annihilate, and that Annihilate is going to be pretty decent against our backline. Here, we're going to have to... Okay, they go for the Drill Peck, and we're going to go with our Quagsire here. So they decide to switch out of that situation, and we're going to go for this Aerial Ace. This is going to get a shield, most likely. But the question is, do they have the Ice Punch? We're going to try to get to another Aerial Ace here. They decide to throw in CAP timing, so nice job by them. They're going to throw the Shadow Ball to guarantee take out the Gligar here. Now they go for the Night Slash. So they did not have the Ice Punch, so that's why they went for that Shadow Ball. And now we build up to 2 Mud Bombs. One Mud Bomb takes out the Annihilate. We have another. Oh, unfortunately, they had a move. And do we survive this Hydro Cannon? Yes, barely, because we're not Shadow. So luckily, we do have the Mud Bomb for this reason to deal with Empoleons. And boom, goes down the Empoleon. So GG's to our opponents. That was awesome right there. Nice play by us. Let's see if we can end off on a good win here. There is merit to be running Aquatail Quagsire as well, but because this team is kind of more weaker to the Empoleons, we are running the Mud Bomb exactly for that reason. All right, here we have to deal with the Salazzle. Salazzle does end up switching out into the Cradily. So we're going to throw this Aerial Ace here to chip away at the health. We do get a shield, which is fantastic. And then we're going to go into our Shadow Gligar because this Shadow Gligar is going to be able to resist their fast moves, but able to tank one of their moves. Here we're going to have to go for another move. Ends up being the Aerial Ace to chip away at this Shiny Cradily. So shout out to our opponent here running the Shiny Cradily. Kind of jealous of that. Another Rock Slide goes through. Our opponent here is going to have to consider shielding this. It is in range of a KO. Let's see. Yes, we do KO, which is great. And now we maintain alignment. We have to deal with this Salazzle still. So we're going to throw this Aerial Ace right before they get to their move. Let's see if they end up shielding. They do decide to shield because they did register that last Incinerate. And now we know that we can come in with our Quagsire and tank all the moves. This is potentially Dragon Pulse. It is the Dragon Pulse, but we are able to tank it, which is great. And now we're going to have to switch out when they switch out. And this is all but over because we were able to maintain alignment and match up the correct Quagsire onto that Salazzle. Here, we know that we have a shield and they decided to leave. So check out this team if you haven't already and let us know if you enjoyed the video.